On today's update from the First National Bank Sports Desk, there's postseason action on the diamond approaching. An athlete returns home to play, and Tom Osborne in town last night. We start with the WNCC softball team, and they could not be hotter here at the end of the season. They swept doubleheaders from NJC and McCook over the weekend, and they closed the regular season with wins in 16 of their final 17 games. Lady Cougars set to host the Region 9 tournament. That'll get underway on Thursday at Volunteer Field, and they get a first-round game with McCook. That's Cougar softball. How about WNCC baseball? They held up their end of the bargain on Sunday afternoon, needing a win to guarantee at least a one-game playoff to get into the Region 9 tournament. The Cougars beat Lamar to win that series. The final yesterday was 6-4, a ninth-inning rally by Southeast Community College elsewhere against Otero. That means the Cougars will have to play that one-game playoff against Southeast. That'll be on Wednesday. That'll take place at Trinidad State, and the winner of that matchup then moves into the Region 9 postseason tournament. Last Friday, up at the college, there was a signing for the women's soccer program, a familiar face to the area, Gering's Brittney Spreier. Spreier, a dynamic goal scorer throughout her career for the Lady Bulldogs in high school, spent her first year away from home at college at Chadron State as a non-athlete. A trip home and a visit with a former teammate and current Cougar got the ball rolling on this big decision.
Well, I'm from Gering, so I really missed home. I mean, I was only an hour away, but I still really missed it. And I went to one of the Gering high school games, and I ran into Sydney Heimbuck, and she kind of convinced me to play.
Spreier added this is special for a couple of different reasons, getting to be an athlete again included.
It's really exciting, especially because my sister played here a couple years ago for volleyball, and I don't know, it just means a lot to me to be able to step on the field again.
Now, Cougar soccer coach Todd Rasnick said he's excited for the type of team that is going to be coming back on the women's side next year, and he thinks Spreier can be an immediate force.
I think she brings that threat, that goal-scoring threat. We had a girl that is a very threatening player, but she was alone. So very easy to defend against. We became very predictable this year in a lot of our game situations, and so we thought that we needed to have multiple threats this year in the attacking third of the field, and so hopefully this will take us a long way towards achieving that goal, and might turn out to be a better season next year.
Brittney Spreier back in town. She'll play soccer for the Cougars. And last night brought with it the 33rd annual FCA Spring Banquet. The event was held at the Gering Civic Center. Many area athletes and area high school coaches were on hand. A big crowd to hear the keynote speaker, none other than Dr. Tom Osborne. Incoming FCA Board President Kevin Figg, well, he couldn't have been more excited to have the coach in town.
We're just blessed to have Dr. Tom come out and visit this end of the state and just share with us a little bit about Fellowship of Christian Athletes and his involvement over the years and what it's meant to him. And, you know, we just couldn't ask for a better keynote speaker.
The fact that at 82 years old that Coach Osborne is still willing and wanting to make these types of trips and be part of groups like this just shows how important helping young people still is to him.
Well, I think it's probably more difficult to be a young person today than it ever has been in the history of our country. And that's just my observation. But over 36 years of coaching, I saw a lot of changes. I saw, first of all, the breakdown in the family, which has continued and exacerbated today. And then the drug culture hit us right between the eyes in the late 60s, early 70s. And some of the images, some of the TV programs, some of the stuff on the internet, some of the stuff in magazines, some of the video games, some of that content would not have been allowed on the airwaves maybe 30 years ago. Just simply wouldn't have been open to general consumption. And so kids are being bombarded with a lot of stuff.
Yes. Of course, we visited about the football program and other things as well, and we'll have more with Coach Tom Osborne on KNEB in the coming days and weeks. Tonight, Legion Baseball, we get the season started at Cleveland Field with the Wesco Zephyrs and Cheyenne Post 6. Looking forward to having baseball back here on KNEB. That's the latest today from right here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.